Welcome, guys, to Challenge Chats here at Tonkin Gran Turismo, the official Ferrari dealer of Portland, Oregon. My name's Kevin Anderson. I'm a sales consultant here, as well as the motorsports coordinator. And I'm here with Cameron Root. He is our incoming Ferrari Challenge driver for 2023. Welcome, Cameron.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to this upcoming season and look forward to talking about everything motorsports.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Cameron's we got his 488 Challenge Evo, brand new. Just got in here a few days ago, and he just saw it for the first time like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to walk around it with you and get your like first impressions. It's just seeing a brand new car. I know you've been around them a little bit already, but this is the first one seeing it fresh off the truck.
This will be the cleanest that will ever look. I know that.
Yeah.
So I was shocked how fast they get dirty with being on the track and the marbles and stuff like that from other cars' tires.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got all the rubber from the tires flying around.
Yeah.
So
Especially
I'm excited to see it with the livery on it. That'll be cool.
Absolutely. Yep. So this will be the only time it looks this clean, I guess. Yeah, I'm really excited to get the livery on it and to actually get driving this. I mean, it's a dream come true to have an actual factory race car. From Ferrari specifically. You couldn't ask for
right?
a better vehicle. I'm very excited.
Yeah, cool. I know. I think everybody at the dealership, we're all super excited too. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
you got full season of Ferrari Challenge ahead of you.
Yeah, it'd be what I think is really cool about this season. They have some of the coolest tracks in the North America lined up for us. So
yeah. And the first rounds at
Miami Homestead.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
And then Coda right after that.
Yep. Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah. And you were just at Coda like 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I was practicing, and it's a challenging track. I also did one of the Corsa Pilotas there. And so I'm just looking forward to actually being in a race on that track. I feel like done some sim work on it, and actually being with like a professional coach, and actually being in a challenge car. At Corsa Pilota, I was in the F8 and the 812.
Yep.
And now being in the challenge car, it's just a totally different world. How much more you can push the car into its corners.
Yeah, I know. I remember you telling me about like the first time that you have your 488 street car. I remember you telling me about the first time you're on track with a 488 challenge car at the same time. And you're like trying to keep up, and you're like realizing like, okay, there's a reason race cars are so much faster.
100%. I was a competitive person, and I remember coming down the back straight at PIR, and I'd never been that fast going into that final corner. I think I was going 166 miles an hour into the back straight of PIR. That corner,
That's flying.
That's flying, and I just realized if I don't make that corner, I'm in that wall, and I don't have a roll cage, and it's a well-built car, this is where things can go bad real fast. So that was actually the moment I realized I needed a race car. I mean, so it was great to be chasing one, and just to have I wanted a challenge car right then and there. It was very obvious. From a safety standpoint, that's the next evolution.
I mean, like the race cars, they like handle better on track and they're faster and everything, but that's also, it's like full roll cage. You got the FIA certified like race seat, harnesses, Hans device, race suit,
fire. I mean, it's got everything. Yeah. I mean, and even now, like when I was just at Coda, there was some street cars on there, and so how fast you catch those cars, or even real high end other sports cars that couldn't believe I was lapping them. Like, wow, I was like, didn't I just pass you like 10 minutes ago or less? Like, I couldn't believe like how fast I was lapping these guys.
Feel like they're just like a rolling chicane when you pass them.
Yeah, they're just an object that's just going too slow. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And getting used to driving on these slicks is a totally different driving experience. I feel like that's one of the things I'm trying to learn the most.
Is it on driving on the slicks? Is it more like a knife edge? Like you go past that limit and it's like a little bit hairier, like, or not as
It's
forgiving
learning
as street cars?
where that limit is and trusting that like you can slide and then it catches and then it holds and it's trying to get to that level of car control and learning that or you know when tires go cold
Yeah.
like I did my first practice race at the thermal club
Yeah.
I think like 2 weeks ago and I came out of the I did well in qualifying there's 22 cars and I qualified eighth and coming out just for the formation lap out of the pits I spun just on
What?
cold tires
Just ice cold tires and just a little too much throttle.
I guess, and it just spun out, and it put me in a position where I had to start last for the race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's one thing I learned too. Like the first time I was driving on slicks, like I've like almost spun out like on the out lap. And then
yes,
you go turn into like the first corner, and slicks when they're cold, it's like they just feel like you're driving on ice.
yeah. Like normal street tires, you don't even think about taking a turn like there's any risk. But yeah, it's a different story on slicks. And I think that's part of the things that with the practice, you're learning how to go real fast and you want to heat up those rotors so they're going to heat up the wheels and then the wheels are going to heat up the tires and bring your tires up to tire pressure and just learning all that.
Yeah, you're learning. You're
Yeah.
learning how it all works.
Yeah. So there's a lot more that goes into something like that. And I know I'm just at the tip of where my knowledge is and I look forward to seeing where it goes by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, talk about like how you got started and like, I mean, how'd you get into cars,
Yeah.
motorsport stuff, Ferrari? Like, I mean, kind of just
Yeah.
how'd it
That's a
go,
good
the
question.
progression of it?
Yeah, so when I was a young kid, my father and uncle used to have a little VW Rabbit that they took out to PIR, and they
Yeah.
had their own little racing team, and so I
Nice.
think that's my first introduction to racing. And I always liked my dad's kind of a fast driver, and I just love that feeling of being pushed back as a young kid.
So like my dad's the one who got me into motorsports and racing and all that stuff too. And I remember like the exact same thing. Like my dad had like a souped up Audi S4 when I was younger, and just I loved when he would drive fast in it.
Yeah,
That's like got me into cars for sure.
that feeling going back, and then racing. He would be racing on those back roads of Wilsonville Road. That's right behind us. They're great driving roads. I think you really appreciate going through the corners fast and coming out of them, and
Yeah.
just the appreciation of driving. But to kind of go back to your question about how did I get it, I think that was the beginning, and then me and all my friends are into cars, and then I started getting into autocross. So
Yeah. When did you first do autocross?
uh,
I know you do tons of autocross in your 488 street car, but
That's correct. So 4 years ago, so started doing autocross in 2019, pretty much right after I got the car.
yeah. So
And
it started autocross with the 488.
yeah,
Which is awesome. You're probably like the only guy out doing autocross with the 488.
that's what the SCCA says. The only 488 doing autocross, which is a great car on a big track. But it's really helped me learn a lot of car control.
Yeah.
Because you can let that car go sideways. And learn how to catch it. And so yeah, it's been fun. My first season, I got second place in it. So
Yeah.
uh,
That's awesome.
so I got first. Yeah.
What mode do you have the Manatino in when you do autocross?
I got ESC off. So
Everything off.
yeah,
It's all you then.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you learn how to drift and a lot of car control. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then also going back, I used to do and I still do track days. So I think that's a great way to do cars. I used to take my wife's BMW out there before I had the Ferrari and learn how to push that car. Then
Yeah.
the Ferrari's a whole nother level.
Right.
And really enjoyed that. And like I said, all the way till I felt like I was literally pushing it to the limit to where now you need a full-blown race car.
Yeah. Well, and like talking about autocross makes me think of kind of the segue to like how you got into deciding that you're going to do Ferrari Challenge was Corsa Pilota. Makes me think about there's 4 Corsa Pilota classes. And there's a autocross competition in each one, and he got first place in 3 out of 4 of them.
Yes, that's correct. So I wish I would have been 4 for 4, but the win in Texas, unfortunately, was a real hot day, and I was that car had already been autocrossed, but everybody in the tires were gone. I ended up getting third. So I got podiums in all four, but they said no one's gotten first in all four. So only one other person got first in 3 out of the 4. So
Yeah. So
I guess I got this well in challenge. So
yeah,
hopefully that's a good.
and a couple of kind of a elite class with the autocross and Corsa Pelota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think to kind of touch on Corsa Pelota, I think and I don't want to sound like an ad, but I would think everybody should do it. I think it is totally an experience that for the people who don't know exactly what Corsa Pelota is. It's Ferrari's racing school. And so they teach you, they start you at the beginning, and it is already kind of like a student to teacher ratio of, I think you're at 6, or that are maybe 6 to 8.
It's like 6 to 8 people,
six
like
to
in
eight
the
people.
first class, in which so me, Cameron, his wife Praveen, we all 3 of us got to go do the sport Corsa Pelota class together. So
Yeah,
that was like awesome, amazing experience.
amazing.
And then you got to go on and do the next 3. So
and it just goes like 8, 6, then 4, and then at the very final one, the challenge is there's 2. So it's and it was great because I was with my wife.
Yeah, you guys get tons of one-on-one time
Yeah,
with the
we
coaches.
just switch in the car, and the coach is there with us. And I think the other thing is they do something called telemetry, and as you got experience.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But so telemetry, for people who don't know what that is, they literally will have like there's multiple things to it, but they'll take like the coach's ideal lap time.
Yeah.
And then they'll show you your video side by side, and they'll show like, all right, overlapping, like you're entering the corner at 48 miles an hour and he's doing 50 miles an hour, and then how he's coming out of the corner.
Yeah, he got to full throttle like half a second before you, and that equaled like 10 miles an hour at the bend of the front straight.
Yeah,
like stuff like that. That was really cool to like look at all that.
Brake pressure, steering angle, how you're using the throttle. There's so many different things. I mean, there's like 50 things I can choose, but those are the main ones that we're going on. And that's what you do when you're, even now they take that stuff that's from Corsa Pelota, and like when you have like a coach when you're in your challenge. So, just like someone has like in any sport has a coach, you wouldn't think about driving where you have a coach, and you actually have your own driving coach.
Yeah. And I think, you've gotten to experience more of the coaches, but I thought that like some of the best parts about doing Corsa Pelota was the coaching.
Yes.
Like all the coaches there are amazing. Like your coach, who you're going to have for your coach for Ferrari Challenge, right?
Yes.
So his coach was just at the 24 Hours of Daytona and won.
Yeah, he just got first place, and that just ended literally like 2 hours ago. So,
if you need any more proof that your coach is a legit coach, like there's that.
He just won it. So, yeah, Thomas, if you're hearing this, congratulations. So, yeah, I'm really excited to continue to learn from him, and when he wasn't available, he has got a guy that helps fill in, another top level coach. These guys everyone has an amazing amount of experience. And
yeah. Well, you said your coach that was just a few days ago, the coach that you had at Coda.
Yeah.
He made it all the way to like he was an F1 test driver. So,
yes.
That's like elite level driving.
Yeah, he was with Vettel and Hamilton, and yeah, he's like literally that close to going there. So, Grant, tip my hat to you as well. And they're just real technical people too. Everybody likes to have a good time. I don't feel like anyone's real stuck up. And then go back to Corsa Pelota too. I would also say, outside of the amazing venue, they have great food. All of the way, it's like how if you think like Ferrari as a brand, it's exactly how they do. The entire experience. Everything's Ferrari. Everything's decked out.
Everything felt so like top notch, like luxury to me.
Yeah,
and it kind of almost feels like going from doing like a club like BMW club track day or like Hooked on Driving or something like that kind of track day to going and doing a Corsa Pelota class. Just feels like going like amateur to like full, top notch pro.
It's amazing. Even so, like maybe like someone's like catering lunch, right? They'd use like a normal catering company. They fly their chef in from Italy for all Corsa Pelota. So they literally don't even to, that's to the level of detail. The food is amazing. They want to make sure they're not sacrificing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always meet a lot of cool people at Corsa Pelota too.
That's what I was just going to double down on is the people as well. I think, it's with Corsa Pelota, every group of people, every experience was different, but just the level of people and just how nice everybody is and get the same interests and great conversations. Also, a lot of those people have been real successful in the business world. And I think you're able to really talk with them. And I really look forward to even the challenge. I see that being the next level. It's kind of like almost like a fraternity that you're in with around
it's like a really cool community.
Yeah. And everyone I've met there is just incredibly nice, wants to help learn and help teach you, and you learn from them anyway. I haven't even, I've only just a few people I've met have always been, everyone's just A+, and I can't really imagine.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's like you just dipped your toes in the water so far compared to like the rest of the year for your racing.
Yeah. And so I know you also joined me at Daytona at the very end.
Yeah.
You got to meet some of the people that we're around. I mean, those are more of the people that, as you continue to get towards the end of Corsa Pelota, the challenge course, most of those people are probably going to be participating, whether it's club challenge or the challenge series. So
doing the actual challenge racing.
So it's nice to kind of feel like you're meeting all the other incoming rookies and you're all coming into this together. And even though that will be competitors,
sizing them up.
Checking their lap times.
I remember when we were at Daytona, he was like, there's somebody, I think he raced like with Ferrari Seattle, I think it was. And Cameron was like, go check out his telemetry to see what his lap times are.
He was good. He's fast. Yeah. I think me, that guy who's been in challenge, and one other guy, we call this the sub 2 club. We're the only ones under 2 minutes around the track. So, this is good to kind of benchmark to see how fast we are.
Yeah, that's fun. So what kind of thoughts, feelings going into the first round at Miami?
I'm really excited. I'm nervous. I really don't want to get hit.
You definitely want to try not to get hit.
I want to try to keep this. I think there's one thing, there's certain things that are in my control. And I know everyone's generally in my class is going to be a rookie, their first race. So I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of anticipation. So I think it's really getting through that first corner, the first lap is like, the first half of that's a win in itself.
Yeah.
And then, obviously try to do as well as I can for qualifying to try to put as many of those people that are inexperienced behind me.
Yeah.
And then try to race through the field of maybe even the other class, because they put 2 classes. It's called Copa Shell AM and then Copa Shell. So then try to catch some of those Copa Shell guys.
Yeah. Have you haven't been down to Miami Homestead yet? Are you going to go do a practice before you get down there for the race?
I think it's the 13th and 14th of February. So I'll be doing that here in about 2 weeks. And
sweet.
Get to go. That's also the other thing is I've never raced the track. And, I kind of, like through like racing video games like Gran Turismo or Forza, that track doesn't really exist outside of like the NASCAR, like not the street course. So I have real little reference on what it is, but my coach just did send me a video the other day of, coaching through it. And that's kind of, again, what part of the coaching process. They have their own video that they're going to walk you through and talking about here, you do this in this corner and videos of them doing the laps. So I feel like I have that, and on the YouTube, you actually can watch some of the other challenge races and you try to learn from that too. But nothing like actual track time.
Well, I mean, you're gonna go down there for what? Like how many? You'll do 2 days of practice.
Yeah,
when you go down there.
Yeah, 13th, 14th. Yeah.
So 2 days of practice, and then before the race weekend, you'll go down there and do another day at least of practice, right?
So you're in challenge. You're not allowed to actually do practice any of the tracks for 2 weeks before the race. So that's part of the rules. So I'll be there getting the practice 13th, 14th, and then when you actually go there for the race weekend, but you'll be there with everybody. The first 3 days are practice, and then Saturday and Sunday are the races. So yeah, so it'll be nice to have like 2 days of practice and then 3 days more with kind of everybody else, and that's kind of where I guess I'll be really sizing up the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get some practice, see what your lap times are looking like, and then you do qualifying both Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yep. Yeah. You race on, they qualify. They give you get one set of tires for Saturday, and you qualify on those tires, and then you race on the same tires. And these Pirellis are great tires, but there's kind of like a golden moment in these tires for like 3 to 4 laps, and that's basically you want to try to do some good qualifying, and you got your time. You want to get off immediately, and then try to preserve.
Yeah, you want to like be efficient with like putting down a fast lap in qualifying.
Yeah, and then save your tires and then get off the track. It was qualifying is 15 minutes. So again, that's what I'm learning, right? You need to learn how to heat up your tires and be able to qualify. And again, being in the Copa Shell Am with not all, but a lot of us are on the rookie class. People can spin out, and then there's a yellow flag. So
yeah, so they could you could be on a hot lap, and then somebody spins, and then there's a yellow flag, and there goes your hot lap.
Exactly. So
yeah. So there's a little bit of luck to it.
Yeah, there's strategy, luck. I was talking with my team. We're talking about just trying to get out ready for qualifying right out of the gate. So I'm trying to be like one of the first 4 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can be one of the first cars out, that'll definitely be good.
Ideal.
Yeah.
So, but again, that's why I'm just trying to learn how to heat up these tires and have everything ready. So it's game time immediately. So yeah.
Have you thought about if it's a rain race in Miami?
I
was looking at the rain tires. And when you think of it, it's like it's possible.
It never crossed my mind, but it does rain in Florida quite often. So that,
as you know, because it was raining when we were there for Daytona.
But I think, as much as I hope it doesn't rain, I think if it does, being a native Oregonian and living in the Pacific Northwest, I think it's only to my advantage. I think a lot of people are not used to driving in the rain, and so
a lot of people will be scared of driving in the rain.
They're going to be scared, and even like when I was at Thermal, it had lightly rained, and I could tell people being more timid, and I was like 1 second off from being the fastest guy in qualifying. Yeah. So I feel like they were driving a little more timid, and it's just another day in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Yeah. So, and we weren't even on rain tires. So yeah. Yeah, I really look forward to it.
Yeah, sweet. So I think another cool thing to talk about would be the fact that you went through the whole Corsa Pilota program, but you did it with your wife, Perrine, too. And so now you're doing Ferrari Challenge, and she's actually planning on doing Club Challenge, too. So I think it'd be cool to chat and see, get her perspective on some things, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Welcome, Perrine. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. It's always good to get your perspective on everything, too. I think it's really cool that, you and Cameron went through the whole Corsa Pilota series of classes together. I think it's pretty rare that, a couple does that. And then you guys are going to go do Ferrari Challenge Racing, and then you're going to do Club Challenge. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, so I really found a lot of value in the Corsa Pilota program. I think that for someone that was a little more intimidated by the car initially, it was a really great place to feel more confident and learn how to handle the vehicle. I think that once you start driving it, you really start to connect with the car and you really start to respect all the engineering that goes into it. It's such an amazing car. So that's been probably my favorite part of the program, is just feeling more confident overall with driving.
Like feeling like you can trust the car to push it.
Yeah.
I mean, you did great. The sport class at Thermal.
Thanks.
I think you were like one of the fastest women there. And those are
we were in the
first
top 3 in our group when we did our thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for the autocross, it was 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But yeah, highly recommend it. It was a great experience. So
yeah. Then how did you kind of find as you like progress through from sport, Evo, race?
Yeah, so one of my favorite parts of the progression is they actually take you to a tarmac and they simulate different ways for you to lose control and then actually like
Oh, yeah.
practice regaining control. And as you progress in the programs, they up those challenges. And living in the Northwest and living somewhere where there is water, and you could find yourself driving your car and having it kind of spin out or lose control, I feel so much more confident. And
Yeah.
just with the progression of the training programs, I felt more and more able to drive even outside of
Yeah,
Florence,
even
just
outside of the racetrack, like
outside of the racetrack.
when you know how to drive well on a racetrack, I mean, it makes you a safer driver on the street too.
And I feel like that's probably one of the largest benefits is just like the upping of the challenges. And then from that, you just feel so much more confident as a driver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Sure.
So, and then we have Debbie here. Debbie also graduated from Corsa Polita. She's like a bit of a celebrity, I think, maybe.
Yes, Debbie is the first dog to ever graduate from the Ferrari Corsa Flota program. And so she has earned her, she's been on Thermal, she's been Dakota, and she's been on Daytona's tracks. Debbie has actually signed her name at Daytona. You can see it on the finish line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, she's just been a great track dog and everybody loves having her there. So it's really fun.
Yeah.
Been
And
so
that's really
great.
cool too. You get a diploma from each class, and Debbie has a diploma from each class, picture, everything, sit next to the cars. It's totally awesome, legit, official.
Yes, and I couldn't be more grateful for Ferrari to be so accommodating and
Yeah,
allowing me to
I know
have
it's
her
really it's cool.
with
It's like,
them.
you know, sport was the first class, and then you guys went through the next three. And it's like you come back to the classes, you're seeing the same people from Ferrari there, and they're like, Debbie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's the best. They're the best.
Yeah. And Debbie is the best dog. She's so well behaved, so sweet. She's just napping along right there.
Yeah. So if you come to Corsa Pelota, maybe you'll see Debbie.
Yeah.
We're challengers.
She's gonna be famous at the challenge weekends. She'll be there for all the weekends.
Definitely will be. And also on the diplomas, they actually graphically designed a paw on the diploma.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like little details like that. It's cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally to the level, Ferrari went. It's amazing.
So, Perrine, how do you feel about Cameron doing wheel to wheel racing?
Well, I feel actually pretty good considering like the team that Ferrari's been able to help him comprise. I think that overall it really stays pretty safe when you stick to the program and you kind of follow the Ferrari system. They'll help you find a professional coach. They help you manage all the logistics, and it just really allows you to show up and drive and get better at your craft. And so I feel really good. I really think you have an exceptional team of people behind you, and it keeps it really safe and it keeps it really fun. So I'm really excited for you.
I couldn't ask for a better supportive wife too. So thank you.
Yeah, Cameron, any tips for guys out there to get a wife that's as supportive as Perrine to go racing?
You gotta get lucky. I always say I won the lottery when I met her, and I met her when I was 15 years old. So I don't think it's real replicatable advice. Yeah. Yeah. But that's actually, to kind of speak about a spouse being so supportive, though. That's how we got starting Course Pelota. Paravine actually got me that as a Christmas gift. So that's she got the first two, and she's like, if you like it, we'll keep doing it. And we did all four of them in under a year. So
Yeah.
if that gives you any indication of.
Yeah, and you've gone kind of 0 to 60 real quick with your whole involvement with Ferrari and motorsports and everything. Because I mean, a year ago you had a 488, that was it, and now you have two 48 Challenge Evo race cars. You have like three more cars on order?
Yeah, 296.
296 GTS,
The
SF90.
SF90 and the Persongway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and many more to come, hopefully.
Yeah. Yes. So, and I think that's also speaks to, Corsa Pelota going back there. You go there and it expands your entire vision, your thought, the association, the people, you feel like maybe in the Pacific Northwest, Ferrari's a little more rare of a vehicle you don't see every day.
Yeah.
To then, people having 2 or 3 that are in their early 20s, to then, some like Tom that you'll meet at Thermal, who's bought over 50 Ferraris in 4 years, and just
Yeah, or guys that are building garages that can hold like 140 cars.
yes. So, your whole the association, I think, that's part of it. They say you're the combined average of the people they spend, like the 5 people you surround yourself with. And I think that that's just goes
Another thing about Ferrari Challenge is
100%. So, and that's just a course split. I can only imagine what Ferrari Challenge will be like. And, it just even goes again beyond just the cars, just every aspect of life that I think it's going to go to.
Yeah. So Ferrari Challenge, wheel to wheel racing, and then Club Challenge.
Yep.
You want to tell a little bit about the differences between the two?
Yeah, I mean, I can start with Club Challenge. I just don't have a lot of truck experience, so that's a really good fit for me this season, just to
Yeah.
get more experience with being
Yeah,
on
that's really like the
track with
point of like, Club Challenge is get track time, get more experience behind the wheel.
Yep, and that's like my whole thing. And so I'm super excited to be able to go and like still drive at all these really cool tracks
Yeah.
and get some more experience this year. So that's my whole agenda with that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think she's going to do really well. And I think, as she gets more comfortable with, being there, I think that, eventually she'll probably want to try a race. So we'll see. But I hear they even have a ladies' cup. So, and I think, you're beyond the ladies as far as competitive.
Everybody says that these ladies are really competitive, you guys. So I
they are.
don't think this has anything
Yeah.
to do with ladies or
Well, I mean,
or
it's
gentlemen,
like-
but they're really competitive. So.
How are some like similarities between? Because I know you're into, horse riding and competitive with that. So, I mean, is there any like similarities between those two sports?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's all about like controlling movement. It's the same thing for both sports, but yeah, I think that racing is really actually physically demanding. That would probably be the one
I think
thing.
that's one thing that like a lot of people don't think. They're like, oh, you're just sitting in a car driving. How hard could it be?
Yeah, I would say that. A lot of people think you just sit on a horse too, but yeah, so I would say that like the one thing you probably won't expect is just the physicality of racing beyond the mental challenges. But it's so great. It's so fun to like focus on something else and you get completely absorbed when you're in the car and everything else goes away and you're just 100% on the track, and such a great feeling to check into that and get into that world.
Yeah.
It's a special place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, with you kind of getting into doing Ferrari Challenge and doing Corsa Pelota and all that stuff, Ferrari is really trying to support bringing more women into motorsports too. So how have you felt the support there? And
Absolutely. I couldn't ask for to be any more accommodating. I think also I don't feel like they like baby me because I'm a girl. Like they definitely like challenge me to go and push me to go further and
faster.
Yeah, I think I started Daytona with like a 2:35 and I ended with like a 2:04. So like they definitely like know how to like slowly encourage you at the right times to get your times up. But yeah, it's been great. I think I would hope to see more wives driving or more women trying it out. And I think this is a great place to do it if you want to gain confidence learning how to drive. So
yeah. I think that'll probably be another thing that you'll really enjoy with doing Club Challenge, and both you guys gonna be at the Ferrari Challenge weekends, is that like you're gonna be around a lot of other female drivers that are out there like doing Club Challenge, and like I mean there's female drivers out there that are also doing the racing part of the weekend too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Really
that'll be good.
I think one of them won it.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely, like she's saying, there's
yeah.
I don't think, yeah, exactly. If anything, she'd have advantage. She's lighter than all the guys out there.
It's true.
Yeah.
Advantage, you guys.
See, she's already getting competitive. I know it'd just be a matter of time till she starts getting into it.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited to do all this stuff with you guys too, because I've gone to one Ferrari Challenge weekend with you guys.
Yeah.
So fun.
So, I've done lots of track days and time attack events, but it's all very amateur. Whereas now, like getting to go to the weekends with you guys to Ferrari Challenge, and it's just so professional and high end and luxury. It's like just very, very, whole nother world. So, and I'm excited for it. And it's fun that, I've kind of been able to be there like kind of since the beginning. Cause I remember it's like when we met, I think it was the first time we ever met was at the Taste of Motorsports.
Yes.
That weekend where I gave you guys rides around PIR in a 488.
Totally.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I would say you definitely helped solidify that. And, to Tim, the GM, that's like the best way you could probably ever sell cars is you go take your clients around the racetrack. And then I couldn't believe they handed me the keys. I'm like, yeah. And you're just like, yeah, I want one. It's like no brainer. They took her around on it. I mean, it was.
I think that one of the best things about being able to do the course together is that we can definitely progress at our own like rates and do what's right for ourselves at that right time. So Cameron was definitely ready to go straight into racing, and club is the right fit for me. And so it's really fun because you can be at two totally different places with your spouse or your partner, and it's still the right fit for both of you. And I think that's a really hard like environment to create. And I think Ferrari has done a wonderful job with that. They can really accommodate any skill set and any level of commitment that you're open to.
Yeah, I think you guys both have like that thing that you guys can't. I don't think you can really like teach it to somebody is like that like aggression, like get after it, like on the track. Because I remember like when I gave you a ride around PIR in that 488, and you got in the car, and I was like, "You're like, how fast do you want to go? Like, do you want me to take it easy or like send it?" And you were like, "Send it, like let's go."
So fun. You did a great job.
Yeah.
You're a wonderful driver.
Yeah, you're a great driver. Yeah. And I thank you again for solidifying the deal, because you taking her around that. He was like,
that made me happy that you're like, all right, I got a ride in a 48 around PIR. Like I need one now.
It just brings the cars to life. I mean, I totally respect it as an art investment, and I totally respect the investment portion of it. But if you do choose to drive these cars, you'll fall in love, because that's what they were meant to do. They were meant to be driven.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
That's what she says.
Yeah.
Go use it. Don't, make it, something that just sits in the garage.
Yeah. They're beautiful cars, but I mean, it's like the reason Ferrari is so special is it just has that it factor that you can't describe when you're driving them. They're amazing.
And I think, what?
They're tough cars.
Like what you see at also on the Corsa Pilota is like, especially like when they're doing like the autocross, how much abuse those cars take.
Tough. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Yes, incredible. Italian engineering is very.
Yeah, I mean, all like the times that I've been out at PIR giving people hot lap rides all day in hot summer weather.
Yeah,
and like I'm not driving the car easy, and the car doesn't miss a beat. Takes it all day.
It's amazing.
All day. I mean, the only thing that you have to change is like the tires or brakes. That's it.
You just drive the crap out of your 48 too. Like you're not nice to it.
No. I'm never selling it, so I would feel bad for the person just if I ever did. But I mean, the car's never had any issues.
Yeah, if you ever go to sell your 48, you're like, oh yeah, it's never tracked. Really never driven in the rain, babied.
Yeah.
Never been off road.
Yeah, it's also been off road. Oh yeah, that's totally true. We'll have to give you guys some photos of that.
Different podcast.
In a positive way, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, we'll do another episode of this after your first race.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
We'll get some more input and see kind of how feeling after the race, anything new you learned. Like I think it'll be, fun combo after the race.
I totally agree, and really hoping that because they kind of have two different championships. They have the drivers' championships, and they also have the dealer championship. So not only do I want to do well for myself, but I want to do well for the dealership. So
yeah.
I don't know how well I can do being only one person, but you get a cumulative of points. But
all you got to do is just win, get on the podium.
So I want to do my best for you guys too. So, yeah, 100%.
Well, everybody at the dealer is definitely rooting for you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited, and I appreciate all your guys' support. So, thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.